Good morning, students. Hope all of you are doing fine at your home and listening these lectures carefully, and hope you are grasping something from these lectures, as you are very much aware that these chapters or these topics will not be taught again when your school will be reopened. We will only revise these chapters just for 1 or 2 days. Otherwise, you have to do it by yourself while watching these videos. As we are continuing our first chapter, revision tour. This is the third lecture on the revision tour. We have already covered data types, operators, conditional statements, iterative statements, etc. Before now, I am discussing the next topic of this chapter. This is list and tuples. Today we will discuss, as you have already learned about list and tuples in your 11th class. This is your just recall session. So we will discuss list first, then we will discuss tuples and the functions of list and tuples, how to create, what is the difference, we also discuss here. So first we will start from the list. What is list basically? List is what? List is first, a list is the data type in Python, the first thing, and it is a sequence of values which is stored in memory. The main thing which we keep remember in the term of list, we just enclose the value of the list in the square bracket. For example, if we are writing 1 in this bracket, this is called integer list. Even we can also create an empty list by with opening or closing braces without putting any value inside. Same as it is, we can also define the list of any type of number like 1, 2.5, 3.8, 9 and so on. This is the number list, because here we have initialized the values of two different type. One is integer type and another one is float type. So this is called number list. Same as it is, we can also create a character list. If we store character in our list, then it is known as character list. We can also say we can use the mixed list. Mixed list means we can store integer, we can store character, we can store floating value, we can even store a string. This is known as mixed value list. And lastly, we can also store all the string value like 1, 2, 3. This is known as a string list. As you know, this list is containing only the string value. So there are different types of lists. It depends which type of value you are storing in the list. The type of the list is only depends upon the value which it stores. The second thing which you know first about list is a mutable data type. As we already discussed little about list, and whenever we were discussing the data types, so you know the meaning of mutable very well. Mutable means we can change the value of any index in a list. That feature of the list is known as mutability. Okay, this is all about the list. Now we will know how to create a list. Creating a list is our another topic. Now we'll discuss we can create a list in many ways. Okay, Okay, there are so many ways in which we can create a list. First, how to create an empty list. How can we create an empty list? Simply, we just name the list as L and the square bracket, empty square bracket, it is known as empty list. Okay, that is the first way. The second way is creating the list is known as, we can use list function. We can define L equal to list, and the value which we put inside this function is we used as a list. For example, if we write here L equals to list and we will write here hello, then whenever we print this list, what will be the output? Output will be in the form of list, because list is a function which creates any type of value in the form of list. Okay, so there's two ways. Now we come on the another way. We can also define a list as L equal to 1, 2, the long sequence of list we can also define, and so on. Here we can also learn something about nested list. Nested list means the list inside a list. For example, we can write 1, 2, in another square bracket we are writing 3, 4, and now we are writing 5. Then this is called nested, because this list is nesting inside the outer list. So that is known as the nested list. Now we will go. Hope you understand. You have already learned about something in the list in your 11th class. You have also used so many functions of the list in 11th class. Now I will just take a small example of, there is one another function actually, eval, through which we can evaluate the list or any value in the form of its original value. We use eval function in such way. With eval function, what value you will enter will be passed, or what you entered is identify the type of the value and work accordingly. Okay, for example, हम इसका एग्जाम्पल एक लेते हैं. Okay, here I will show you first. Here I take two values, a equal to 20 and b equal to 40. Here you see I enclose the value of 20 and 40 in the square bracket. As you very much familiar with the square bracket means, the 20 will be treated as a string and 40 will be treated as a string. So whenever we print a plus b, what will happen? Is the output will be 60 or is it 20, 40? Yeah, is it 20, 40? Because a and b will be treated as a string, and whenever we add the string, the value will be concatenated. See the output of this program, the answer will be 20, 40. So you understand what is going on. 20 and 40 will be concatenated because it is defined as a string, and the plus operation will concatenate two string together. Now the answer will be 20, 40. But if we want the answer will be 20 plus 40 is 60, then what we have to do? We have to write the eval function. Eval function, as I already told you, what the purpose of eval function is, identify the type of the pass string and then return the result accordingly. Okay, now we will work upon this statement. Just कमेंट में डाल देते हैं. Now we'll run. See, the output will be 60 now, because the a, which was having the value 20 as a string, and b is also a string, but whenever we use the eval function with a and b, so what happens? It identifies its original type. The 20 is integer and 40 is the another integer. So the output will be 20 plus 40 is 60. So hope you understand the function of eval. Okay, now we will discuss about accessing a list. Accessing a list means how we access the element of the list using our program. First of all, you must know the value which is stored in a string having index. For example, L equal to, we have taken one string 1 3, we are taking the string of odd number between 1 to 13. It is odd number series we have. So all the values which is stored in the list is having some index, and always the index starts from the 0. Means the value 1 is stored on the 0 index in the list L, and now it comes forward. The 3 is stored on 1 2, then 3 4 5 and 6. For example, if we want to access the element of 11 in the list, we have to write the index of the 11 variable, what it is, 5. So if we will write L 5, then the output will be 11. Okay, it will access the the value which is stored on the index 5. It is called forward index. Same as a forward index, list also has the backward index. What is about backward index? The index of backward will be start from the right hand side and from -1, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 and -7. So same as like 11, if we want to access the 11, we can write L5. Similarly, we can also 5 L-2. If we will write L-2, the answer will be 11 again, because the forward index of 11 is 5 and the backward index of the 11 is -2. So we can store the 11th variable on the forward index 5 and the backward index -2. So these are about index. We can also write backward and forward index as well. If we want to reverse some string, we can use the backward index. Okay, we'll take small example in Python here. Okay, here I write a list L equal to 1 2 3 4 5. I simply write print L, then what will be the output? The same list will be come in the output, because the list is having the value 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so we can write, if we want to access it, we simply write print L. So that is the method to access the variable of the list. Same as it is the list, we can also find the particular variable of the list using its index. For example, I want to access only the 4. Then what I have to do? I have to find first the index of 4. What is the index of 4 in our list? It is 0 1 2 3. The index of L is 3. So I simply index. First, more thing is important. Index is always written in the square bracket. Print is a function, and whenever we write L, then we have to write the index of L in the square bracket. Here we write print L3. Then what will be the output? Output is not 3, because 3 is the index, is not the value, because the 3 is enclosed in the square bracket, and the square bracket means 3 is the index of the list. So the value which is stored on the index 3 in the list will be displayed as output. Whenever we run, now the output will be 4. Hope you getting understand. The 4 is the value which is stored on the index 3. Same I will write it with the help of negative index. It is 4. The forward index of this is 1 is 0, 2 is 1, 3 is 2, 4 is 3, 5 on 4. And if we are talking about the negative index or a backward index, what is the value of 5 is? -1, 4 is -2. So if I will write here, instead of 3, I will write here -2. The same answer will be occur? The answer will be 4 because the index of 4 is -2 also. Hope you understand this. Okay, so this is the way how can we access our list using its index also. Now we will write some function. We can use some function. The first function is len. What is the purpose of len function? You know, I think you remember the function of len. Len means to find the length of the list. If we want to find the length of the list, we will simply write the function len. How it works? Right here, see, we have written list L. Now we will write here len equal to, we'll use len function. In the len function we pass the list L. Okay, we pass the list L. Now we have to print the value of len1. Actually मैंने len इसलिए नहीं लिया, len is a function. Now what is the output? 5. See how many characters, how many values is in the list? 1 2 3 4 5. There are 5 values. So the length of the list L is 5. So whenever we call the function len in the len1 variable, the length of this list will be counted, will be measured and store the value in the len1, and we have now print the value as print len1. The answer will be 5. Okay, hope you got it. If you are working in an interactive mode, then you didn't write to need len1. You simply write print len L. It will work in your interactive mode, but it's not interactive mode. Then we have to write the print statement in every program. So this works as a len function. Hope you recall the len function. Now the next more important thing which we use here is called list slicing. Slicing means we can also slice. Slice means we can also put the slicing in the string. How the slicing works, like we want to some sequence between the list. For example, we have a list L 1 2 3 4 5. I want only the value between 1 and 5. What is this? 2 3 4. Then what I have to do for this, we have to write the index of the variable. Okay, like for example, for this we have to write L, that is called slicing I. J, I is the index of the first variable which we want, and J is the index of the last variable which we want. That is called indexing or a slicing. Okay, we'll also try this here. We have taken a list L. L is 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, now we'll write print L. See, what will the answer? 2, 3. How it occurs? The index of 1 is, the one index is having the value 2 and the another value is 3. What about 4 you will say, because it will take the value upper index minus 1. 3 index is of 4, but it will take the 3 minus 1, that is on 2. So the only 2 value will be in output, the which is having on the index 1 and the another value which is having the index 2. Okay, this is called slicing. We can write different of the values from the list using slicing. Hope you understand the slicing. Okay. Same as list, we can also traverse a list using the for loop. Okay, how we work with the for loop? For example, this is our list. We can write for I in L. L is the name of our list. Print I. Now what will happen? All the element of the list L will come in I one by one, and whenever we print I, the value of the variable will be printed. But the main thing you have to keep remember, it will print in the form of, yes, vertically. In place of horizontal, it will print vertically. If we want to print the element horizontally in place of vertical, then we have to write print I, and you, I think, remember the operator and this. Now it will be print like this. Okay, otherwise it will be print like this if we don't use and. Okay, so in this way, in the using the for loop, we can also find the output of the list. Okay, now I will use two operators which we use in the list. The first operator is plus and another is star. What is the working of plus operator? Plus operator joins two list. Okay, if we have a two list and we want to join two lists, then we have to use the plus operator. And the multiply operator, the work of multiply is to replicate the value of the list how many times you will want. For example, if you write L into 3, then the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will become thrice, because you multiplied by 3, that means it replicates 3 times. We will take the example just. Okay, we will take print. We have taken L 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I will take L2, will take two lists actually here. L2 is 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we will see 7, 8 and 9. Okay, here we write L1 ले लेते हैं. L1 equals to L plus L2 print L1. See now what will the output? L plus L2 means the value of L first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the value of L2 will be combined with the L. Then these value is 7, 8, 9. So the new list is having the all 8 values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, and the name of the list will be L1. So that is the function of plus or a concatenate operator. Same we will just see the function of multiply operator here. We have written, okay, here we write equal to L. Here we will write L multiply by with the matlab 2. That means the value of the L will be replicate 2 times. Okay, see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you write here 4, that means the value of the L will be replicate 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope you understand the working of these two operators which we commonly use with the list. Slicing you already know. Now we will discuss some function which we use upon the list. These functions are functions of list. Okay, the function we use on the list are, first is the index function. What is the output of this function? Index function simply returns the index of the item. For example, we have taken one list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here it is a list. If we write list dot L dot index, and here we pass the value 4, so the index of the 4 will be outputted 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The index of the 4 will be 3, then the output will be 3. So that is the purpose of index function. Now the next function is append function. Append function is what? It simply add value at last of the list, or at the end of the list. If we want to add one more value, then we have to write L dot append. Here we write 6. Then what will be the output of the list? It will become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So that is the function of append. Okay, now next function is insert function. What is the purpose of insert function? In insert function, we will write 2 arguments, while in the other function we were passing the 1 argument actually. Here we write the 2 argument, pos, comma, item. That means the item which we want to insert in the list will on the desired position. Like the append function is simply add the value at the last, while the pos function, the insert function will append the value in the particular position. Okay, if we write here insert L dot insert, we take here the position of the insert. For example, it will be 3. Here we want to enter 7. Then the 7 value will be inserted at the index 3 and the rest of the values will be shifted to the right. For example, the output of this is 1, 2, 3. Now the index 0, 1, 2 are by 3 index. On the 3 index there was previously value was 4. Now it will add the new value 7 and the rest of the value will be shifted forward. Okay. So that is the function of insert. Now one is the extend function. Extend function का purpose भी क्या है? Extend function में देखिए we will pass the parameter list. That means the append function or insert function add a only single value at the end, while if we are using the extend function, so the extend function can add more than one value in our list. Okay, for example, L dot extend, here we pass a list 7, 8. Okay, so whenever we show a list, print a list, it will become 1, 2, 3, 7. We already have actually 4, 5, 6, then 7, 8. And this is the purpose of extend. To hope you differentiate between all these functions, append, insert and extend. That is become also a question. What is the differentiate between append or insert, append or extend, or insert or extend? So you have to know what is the difference between append is add one variable at the end, insert will add the variable on a desired position, while extend function will add more than one values in the list. That is the difference between all three. Now the another function is pop function. What is the purpose of pop function? Pop function will remove or delete the item on the desired position. Here we have to write the index. If we don't write the index, it will delete the last item. If we simply write L dot pop and we didn't pass any index here, then it will remove the last item. For example, it is the 8, then 8 will be deleted from here. Hope you understand. But if we pass the index, for example, we pass L dot pop and here we write the index, for example 4, we write 3 here, then which element will be deleted? It will delete which element? 0, 1, 2, 3. That means 7 will be deleted because here we pass the index of the variable. So the pop function will work as 2. We can pass the index or we cannot pass the index. If we don't pass the index, it will delete the last element, and if we pass the index, it will delete the element of the desired index. Now the last function which we use with, that is remove. What is the purpose of remove function? Remove function is remove the value. We can here we can pass the value, like in the pop function we just pass the index, while in the remove function we simply, for example, we pass here 7. L dot remove 7 means the 7 value will be deleted from our list. This is not about the index. The remove function always takes the value in place of index. Hope you understand the difference between all these functions. Okay, next function we use here is clear. Clear function simply delete all the element of the list and your element or your list become empty. Okay, this is called the clear function. Next is count function. Count function, what is the work of count function? Count function में भी हम पास करते हैं अपना item. It will count the occurrence of particular item in your list. For example, here there is occurrence of 7 is 2. If we will write here L dot count 7, then what will be the output? Output will be 2, because the occurrence of 7 in the list is 2. So what is the purpose of count function? It will find the occurrence of a particular value. While the length function, what is the work of length function? It simply count all the variables, and the count function only counts the occurrence of particular value which we passed here. Okay. The next function we use with list is reverse. Reverse is simply reverse your list. It doesn't create, main thing you have to be remember, reverse function does not create a new list. It stores the same value in the reverse format in the same list. For example, if we'll write L dot reverse, then what will happen? The same will be written in the reverse form. Okay, the same list will be stored, the value of the same list will be stored in the reverse form. As of reverse function, we can also use sort function. What is the purpose of sort function? Sort function is used to sorting the list, either in ascending order or in the descending order. If your list is not in the form of ascending or descending order, so we simply use the sort function. Okay, I hope you understand the function of list and the creation, how to access a list. All these things you have to be recalled. It is recalled from the 11th. Okay, so now it is all for this lecture. In next lecture we will, actually it's become long if I will define tuple also. In the next lecture we will take the topic tuple. Hope you understand this lecture, this topic, and recall all the functions. Just use these functions on your system first and just make some programs of list. I will also share one worksheet with